Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. Are you looking for some snack ideas for the holidays? Maybe something that you can give as a gift? I have 3 easy ideas for you today that your friends and family will love. So have a seat and let's get started. I have an easy recipe for guacamole seasoning mix. This is perfect for someone who likes to host parties. 1/4 of a cup of garlic powder, 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of cumin, 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of dried cilantro. I found the dried cilantro at Dollar Tree. 3 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. And stir this until it's all combined. I just have this little jelly jar. I'm going to put a funnel in and dump this in. This is perfect for gift giving or just keep it for yourself. You can store it in a jar. If you do not have a container like this, you could just store it in a baggie. That's fine. Be careful, that cayenne pepper does get up your nose. I've sneezed a few times off camera. Every time I make this. This is a large batch, and it's just enough for a jelly jar. I have 1 avocado that I've rinsed off. Be careful with the seed if you've never done this. Don't cut yourself. Scoop this out. I'm going to mash this. If you have an immersion blender, you could use that. A fork is okay too. Mash this up. All right, this looks pretty smooth. You can write the instructions and tape it on the jar. I've done that before. You add 1.5 teaspoons to 1 tablespoon of the seasoning mix to every avocado that you have. I have 1 avocado in here. I'm actually going to just start with 1.5 teaspoons of the seasoning mix. Sometimes it's a bit much to have 1 tablespoon. Depends on your taste preference. And then just mix it in. There you go. There's your guacamole. I'll put the recipe below for the seasoning mix. If you are not serving your guacamole right away, cover it with plastic wrap. Just kind of get it in there, and then cover it with a lid and refrigerate until you're ready to use it. Next, I'm going to make some caramel corn. You need 2/3 cup of popcorn seeds popped. I'm just going to use the air popper. The measurement for that is 1/3 cup, so I need to make 2 batches of popcorn in there, in there. I like to go through and make sure there aren't any seeds in there. Make sure you wash your hands first, and then just kind of pick through, picking out any seeds. Nobody wants to crack a tooth when they're eating this, so. To make the caramel, I have 2 sticks of butter. You can use margarine if you'd like. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of brown sugar. I just have a medium-sized saucepan. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have pink Himalayan salt. You can use kosher salt or just table salt is fine too. And 1/2 cup of light corn syrup. I put this on a medium-high heat, just kind of in between the two. You want the sugar to melt a little bit. I'm just going to try to whisk it a little bit. It's a little thick right now. Once the sugar melts, we're going to increase the heat. For now, we wait. All right, the sugar has melted, but the butter still has not. That's okay. We just want the sugar melted. I'm going to turn the heat to a medium and bring it to a boil. All right, this is taking me a little bit longer. My burner size is actually a little too small for this size pan. So I cranked my heat up to about a medium high, like right in between the two. And now it's coming to a boil. You know, let it boil like this for 4 minutes. It'll actually probably come to a rolling boil. That's just fine. Just keep stirring it for 4 minutes. You can see the color's getting a little bit lighter. My time is up. I'm going to remove it from the heat, and then I'm going to add half of a teaspoon of vanilla extract and whisk that in. Ooh, be very careful not to burn yourself. And then it's going to get even more fluffy, frothy, whatever word you want to call it. I'm going to add the half of a teaspoon of baking soda. Just that in case you don't know what it is, that's what it is. Foamy is the word I was looking for. All right. Whisk that up really good. I'm going to pour this over the popcorn. All right, I'm going to pour this over just a little bit. Oh, that's more than a little bit. There's a little bit left. Just stir it up as much as you can. I did end up putting the popcorn back into this bowl because this is a little bit bigger than my other one, so a little bit more room to work with. Just going to stir this up. You want to get all of these coated. I'm going to get the rest of this in there and then stir it up. I have 2 greased baking sheets this size. They're pretty big ones. Doesn't this look good? I wouldn't try it right now. You'll burn your mouth. Ask me how I know. All right, I'm going to put half on this pan and half on the other pan, and then we're going to bake this at 275 degrees for 40 minutes total, but every 10-15 minutes. I know that doesn't 15 minutes does not add up to 40 minutes. It would be 45, but every 10 to 15 minutes, take it out, and stir it. The caramel corn is done. I'm gonna take it off the pan. I've flipped it many times. I'm just gonna put it on. I have wax paper on my counter. I'm not just dumping it on the counter. Usually I put the wax paper on top of my stove top, but I am using it right now, so that's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna get all this popcorn on this wax paper, and I'm gonna spread it out, and I'll show you what that looks like. You could add nuts to this if you wanted before you add the caramel sauce to the popcorn. Just stir it in and bake with it. But this is what it looks like. I'm gonna let this cool about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna put it in either a Ziploc bag or a container with a lid on it. And that's how you make caramel corn. Oh my gosh. I'm going to make seasoned pretzels. I need 1/4 teaspoon of lemon pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of ranch seasoning mix, 1/4 teaspoon of dry dill weed, half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. If you do not like heat, you can omit this part, but it tastes really good. Then I'm going to set this aside. And then 1 10-ounce bag of mini pretzels. I just have this large container from Sam's Club, and I'm going to measure out 6.5 cups, which is equal to about a 10-ounce bag of pretzels. I'm going to put the pretzels in a gallon-sized zipper bag. Instead of the pretzel twist, you could always use butter braid pretzels or butter spindle pretzels. That would be closer to a certain brand of pretzels. These are really good, and some say these are even better. I need 1/4 cup of canola oil or vegetable oil. And then my seasoning, just pour it over the top, zip up the bag, squeeze out any air, and then shake it. You just want all of the pretzels coated with the oil and the seasoning. Leave this on your counter for at least 3 hours. Personally, I think 24 hours is best. So I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours, and every once in a while, give it a good shake. And then I'll be back in 24 hours to show you what it looks like. And this is what the pretzels look like after 24 hours. They are delicious and addicting, and you may need to make extra so you can keep some for yourself and give some away. And that's how you make seasoned pretzels. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you have a favorite homemade gift idea that you'd like to give, let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.